There are some principles in the spiritual life that are kind of foundational. And I'd like to address a couple of these. They form themselves into little aphorisms that can seem a little bit glib, perhaps, or even rising to the level of a cliche, although they're not so commonly used. But one of them is, this is something Swami Kriyananda would say on occasion, be a cause, not an effect. Which is to say, learn to respond to life from your own inner center, from your own awareness of what needs to be done, rather than reacting to the circumstances of life emotionally and kind of knee-jerk, sort of coming at it from the standpoint of personal preference. I like this or I don't like that. We often speak in the yogic tradition of rising above or freeing ourselves from the limitations of likes and dislikes. And the odd thing about that is that it may seem like we could end up living in this very bland, very sort of gray universe that, well, we don't really like anything. It could lead to apathy. Oh, I don't really like it. No, I don't really dislike it. It sounds kind of boring. When in fact, it's actually the exact opposite. We can learn to enjoy the drama without being caught up in the drama. If you, just as an example, you go, sort of a ridiculous example, but you go to the movies and you're watching this intense drama that has this kind of inexplicable ending. You don't quite know, is it tragic? It's definitely not a comedy in the sense that, the couple gets together and they go riding off into the sunset or something like that. But it's possible, during the kind of journey of that drama that you're watching, that something really intense happens. It appears that the hero or the heroine dies. And, you don't want to have a heart attack in the movie theater getting so caught up in the drama that you die, without sort of you want to enjoy the process. You want to learn from the process. You want to, be entertained, go along with it. And our sympathies may grow, our understanding may broaden and deepen in the process. But this ability to respond, this struck me the other day because I was thinking, so often when something happens to us, there is this instinctive tendency, especially when we're not kind of in command of our own energies personally, individually, on a deeper kind of yogic level, there is this tendency to think, well, I like that, or I don't like that. And that is not what life is asking of us. So I'll give you another kind of extreme example. You wake up in the middle of the night smelling smoke. The smoke alarms are going off in the house. It's a reasonable inference to imagine that there's a fire somewhere and that you need to do something about it. Now, you may wake up annoyed for the fact that you were having a spectacular dream and why, and the dream drifted towards, smelling smoke, or there was this fire in the dream, or there was some drama going on, whatever. And be annoyed that your sleep is now interrupted. Oh my God, I have so much trouble getting back to sleep and tum-ty-tum-ty-tum. But in that particular moment, in that particular situation, I would submit that what life is asking of you is to actually get up and figure out, is there a fire? And if so, what do I do about it? Can I put it out? Do I need to call 911 or the emergency phone number in your country, whatever it may be? What do I do about it? And later on can come some reaction, some, judgment about being annoyed or being upset or being whatever. But in the moment of, sometimes life is just simply asking us, please respond. And in so doing, we raise our energy level up and we deal with it. In fact, it's an interesting use of words right now, because across America, and really I suppose across the world, there is a lot of honor going to first responders or those who are, hospital workers, those who are kind of on the front lines of dealing with the pandemic that we've been in for the better part of a year and coming up on a year now. And these people risk their lives every day. I mean, it's quite a job, quite a sacrifice that they have made on behalf of others who are the beneficiaries of that, who are not able to. And they don't have the luxury of saying, well, I'm sorry, I just don't like putting myself at risk. I don't like dealing with this. A firefighter has to go into a burning building. A soldier has to go into, potentially at least go into battle, or at least deal with situations, circumstances that, I used to be amazed as a kid watching these guys jump out of a boat, carrying this heavy pack and, go tromping through the muddy water to get up onto the beach. And I just remember thinking, but they're going to get all wet. It's going to get down in their boots. It's going to get in their underwear. It's just like, ugh, yuck. And you didn't see any of them going, ooh, yuck, I can't believe I'm going to get totally soaked and it's going to take hours to dry and it's going to feel really funky. It's just, they do what is asked of to do. Now, of course, it helps to be around hundreds or thousands of other people, or at least a handful of other people who are doing it as well. But they've also just sort of trained their mind. This is what is needed. This is what is being asked right now. Now, obviously, most of us are not living in such extreme circumstances day to day to day. But life is always offering us the opportunity to rise to the occasion. It can just simply be getting up in the morning to meditate. It can just be as simple as reading something different, past just the news, past just beyond just whatever we sort of typically consume in terms of media or in terms of entertainment, in order that we learn, in order that we grow. So I'll just leave you with that same thought that I began with, and meditate on this, contemplate this, because it is a deep and profound little aphorism. Learn to be a cause, not an effect. It's so easy in life to sort of be pushed around by the circumstances, rising with the waves, falling down again with the waves, and feel victimized by life, or perhaps carried on high by life, but then potentially threatened by the fact that, gosh, life may change. Life has been wonderful. Oh, but maybe it won't be wonderful tomorrow. And we miss the chance to find the strength inside. And that's what that aphorism means. Find your center and live from that center. Namaste.